thanks for joining. Great to have you here. If you like these videos, don't forget, subscribe, keep up to date with what's going on. So last night we had a crack at making the first part of the helmet for our suit of armour. So I need to get the shape of the front of the helmet sorted out. Now I'm not going to put this on the kids because well, I'd be wrapping their faces and I just don't want to freak them out and upset them a little bit. So what I've done is I've put a couple of cans, one of glue and the can inside to hold a bit of shape here. And I'm using a bit of foam to create a bit of distance in the front end. The other thing is I've wrapped it in plastic. I found the other day when I was putting masking tape directly on the foam, it damages and rips the surface. So I've wrapped the whole thing in plastic, and now I'm going to just go around here with masking tape and build up the rough shape that I want. That sort of shape, and I've drawn on here where I want my rough cut lines to be. Now that's not exactly what I'm after, but it's close enough for now. I'm going to take this off here. Right, there's the helmet out, and we've still maintained our shape here. So now I'll cut that out, and the pattern comes out looking like that. Now it's going to curve round, it'll come round to that sort of middle line there and join up, and it should create quite a, well, hopefully a good look. Cut out and ready to go. I've got the little pieces that will recess back in. They'll sit offset a little bit, but that's the face part. Now I've cut those on a big angle so that when they do join, you do get, because you want a ridge down that middle line, so this should give me a bit of ridge. We have our little mask, and I've put the nose piece in and recessed it back a little bit there, and that's our mask to go over the faces. But you might notice something. The hole in here is super tiny, and when I try it on here, it just doesn't really sort of do what I wanted it to do. It doesn't really fit very well, and it's tight, and back to the drawing board. So I did some extensions to this. I changed the back shape of this. I changed the shape of the nose here. I extended this part here. The middle bit was fine, but this wasn't deep enough. And we end up with this mask now on the front. Much bigger, much easier to see through. Again, recessed nose, a better shape. And when you put it onto the helmet, it just covers a lot more of the space over top, and will create quite a cool effect for the kids, looking like a knight in armour. So starting on the shield, so this is a reasonably big piece. It's got a slight curve on the front here, and the intention is that when I cut that curve, pull them back together, it should create at least a little bit of shape to the shield. So that's going to be quite a big shield for the kids. I'll cut that out shortly. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm also testing this idea that PVA glue can help fill some of the holes and wounds in the joints. So I'm testing that on a couple of joints here. It does look like it fills reasonably well. I'm expecting it to shrink as it dries, so I may have to do a couple of coats. Two shield bits are cut out, cut on a slight angle here, and then marked. Let's glue them up and see what happens here. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, start at the edge, right at the very bottom, bring them together just like that, and then work my way around, coming through, and I've got lots of little marks on here, registration marks, so I know exactly where pieces should be lining up. Alrighty, so we're at that point so far. Now it's getting a little awkward because my hands are a long way away from the joint, and I prefer to have my hands at the joint. Right, I'm going to flip it around and come the other way. It's not the easiest of things to do, but it's coming together quite nicely at this stage. All right, here we go. That's, oops, that's nice. Coming together there. And you can see as it comes together, because I curved it, it's shaping up quite nicely. Okay, there we go. Oh, mark that a little bit and just need to stretch the end slightly to come together. So I had the shield all sorted out and ready to go, and then when I was testing it at lunchtime, it just felt really, really big. It was quite wide. So what I've decided is I'll take this much off. So I've taken the knife to it, and I've trimmed off from the side here that much off the edge. It creates a better shape for the size of the kids. It's not quite so wide, it's longer this way. So I think that fits better. Now, the next part is to start adding a little bit of detail to this to bring it to life. Thankfully, the seam is probably one of the better seams I've ever done. I don't need to do any prep work on that, so this is all ready to go. This is made out of 10mm foam bought from Kmart. The next thing I've got is a bunch of craft foam, which you can buy there as well. That comes in 2mm thickness. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up shapes and things to go on here as decoration, cut it out of this, glue it on here, and it will create a nice sort of edge around the thing. It'll look awful because it's white on black and things for now, but that's fine. It's all going to get primed, it's all going to get painted, it'll look cohesive afterwards. So let's get on and start putting a bit of detail onto the shield. And we have our shield done, and I've done some detail work on the shield as well, and so I'm thinking that's actually looking pretty good. These will be masked off after the whole thing's sprayed. These will end up with a coppery gold filigree sort of look to the outside edge of it, and then the cross itself will probably be in a red. Yeah, and that's the shield done, and I'm pretty happy with that as it is. The next thing is, I guess I need to make the sword, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, do subscribe. I make a variety of different ones. Love having you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time as we continue to make the knight's armour out of Kmart $10 foam.